Hey guys, what is going on? This is Wrestlelamia, back with another episode. It's been a hot week in wrestling, and things are getting even hotter as the WWE prepares for Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania. Join us now as Wrestlelamia analyzes Raw and looks at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including Matt Hardy's farewell from the WWE, a WWE champion retires, Bubba Ray Dudley criticizes AEW Revolution, another WWE Hall of Fame inductee being announced, and more. As always, we won't waste your time recapping the matches, but we will take a look at the good, the bad, and the downright ugly from tonight's show. The good. Breaking down the beast. What started off as a strong promo by Paul Heyman dismissing Drew McIntyre turned into a classic example of how to sell your WrestleMania main event, at least the Raw main event, with Drew McIntyre confronting WWE Champion Brock Lesnar and taking his head off with a Claymore kick when Brock feigned leaving the ring and charged him. Brock did a great job of selling the kick's effect as well as his embarrassment at being clobbered by the Claymore. Things only got better when Drew blindsided a staggering Lesnar as the champion ambled to the back. Was the third Claymore kick overkill? Hell no. It was the perfect way to sell McIntyre as someone who has a legitimate shot at beating the Beast come Mania. Keeping things moving. Although tonight's episode wasn't the non-stop pace of the Crash TV era from the Attitude Era, the WWE wisely kept things moving, starting with an action-packed segment between Brock Lesnar and Drew McIntyre, and quickly segueing into the Raw Tag Team Championship match. The show never let up in keeping fans invested and staying tuned, although the Kabuki Warriors promo was painful to listen to. Even minor things like the blurb announcing Humberto Carrillo and Rey battling Angel Garza and Andrade later was a good way to let fans know they might want to stick around. Orton steals the show. Randy Orton was at the top of his game tonight. Fans likely knew everything that was going to happen when the WWE announced Beth Phoenix was showing up to announce Edge's medical condition. Orton would show up, and at some point, the Glamazon would eat an RKO. However, Orton played his role perfectly, using his slow, methodical nature to increase the menace as he slowly entered the ring and listened to Beth Phoenix lambaste him. However, Orton's promo was nothing short of genius, and as twisted as it sounded, Orton made it seem like he believed it, which made his brutal assault on Edge even more repugnant. Props to Beth Phoenix for doing a good job, but Randy stole the show tonight, and this feud between Orton and Edge could be the feud of the year if it continues at this pace. The bad. A senseless squash, a short-sighted loss. The WWE has spent the last year building Aleister Black up as one of its toughest wrestlers, a fighter always looking for new opponents to battle. The WWE has protected Black, particularly since his debut on Raw, and given him some big wins, including his recent back-to-back wins over the previously undefeated Rowan. Tonight, the WWE threw that all away in a senseless squash match that killed all the effort WWE spent building Black up. Yes, Wrestlelamia understands the WWE wants to build up AJ Styles versus The Undertaker, but let's be real, the match needs no build-up, and it didn't need the build-up at the expense of Aleister Black. This is the latest in Raw's repeated build-up of wrestlers that culminates in meaningless losses. Whether it's spending months building up the Viking Raiders or Aleister Black, the WWE makes their first major losses mean nothing, making their push equally meaningless. Ricochet circling the drain. We'd place Ricochet in the same category as the Viking Raiders and Aleister Black, but the reality is that Ricochet's been sinking on Raw ever since he started playing AJ Styles' personal jobber to the stars. As bad as that was, nothing could have prepared fans for the complete squash that took place at Super Showdown, with Ricochet earning a WWE Championship match against Brock Lesnar and looking like he belonged back in NXT. Tonight's loss to 24/7 champion Riddick Moss proves that the WWE's given up on him, and his only hope is moving to SmackDown during the Superstar shakeup and hoping Vince McMahon forgets who he is and accidentally pushes him. An ill-advised trip down memory lane. WWE needs to stop reminding the WWE Universe how good Raw used to be by showing clips from classic moments from the Attitude Era. Tonight's episode wasn't a bad show, but there's no comparison between the Attitude Era and today's product. Thus, there's nothing to be gained by harkening back to the glory days. An anticlimactic reveal. After weeks of fans wondering what was in Rowan's cage, the WWE unveiled his pet spider in one of the most anticlimactic reveals in WWE history. As shocking as the spider might have been, the WWE chose to reveal it in a backstage segment. This one has Vince McMahon's short attention span written all over it. The downright ugly. Tonight's Raw was a good build-up for Elimination Chamber's Raw Women's Championship match, with all 6 competitors getting airtime. Add in the setup for Kevin Owens vs Seth Rollins' likely singles match at Mania, and the WWE put on a good show, while hopefully making their upcoming pay-per-views look worth checking out. Ultimately, Raw was a Jekyll and Hyde show, demonstrating the WWE knows how to do things right, such as the opening segment, but can't help but botch the pushes for its younger stars, such as Aleister Black and Ricochet. Thanks to the beginning and ending segments, fans likely forgot most of the show's bad segments. News: WWE future endeavors Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy announced he's a free agent, and the WWE confirmed it, noting Matt Hardy's contract with WWE has expired. WWE.com noted Hardy's many championship accomplishments and how much he connected with the fans in all his incarnations. The nice send-off, besides the brutal beatdown he suffered at the hands of Randy Orton on Raw, ended with a familiar farewell. WWE thanks Matt Hardy for his contributions to sports entertainment and the WWE Universe, and wishes him the best in his future endeavors. Keep in mind that while Matt is a free agent, or is at least claiming to be one, it's still possible for him to re-up with WWE. For now, Matt's next appearance is at the Big 18 convention in East Elmhurst, New York on 7 March, which features a number of appearances by wrestlers, including the usual opportunities to pay wrestlers for their autographs. New wrestling project from Lita, Gail, and Christy Hemme. Looks like the success of Netflix's series Glow has led to 3 big names collaborating to produce a new series about professional wrestling. Lita, Gail, and Christy Hemme have announced their involvement in a Kickstarter campaign to film a pilot for a show known as Kayfabe. According to the Kickstarter's statement, Kayfabe is a 1-hour professional wrestling show that is 50% story and 50% in-ring action. It is an edgy, racy, cinematic television series about a female-led professional wrestling startup. This show is a dramatization and collection of female stories inspired by real-life events. Kayfabe's Kickstarter campaign is looking to raise $400,000, and as of this writing, has already raised $23,041 after launching on 2nd March. WWE superstar sick after returning from Saudi Arabia. The Viking Raiders were missing Eric this weekend as the big man was absent from 2 live events. WrestlingNews.co's Andrew Raven reported that WWE sent him home for a few days due to him being ill after traveling back from Saudi Arabia. With concerns over the coronavirus growing, it should be noted that the Wall Street Journal is reporting Saudi Arabia announced its first case of the coronavirus on 2nd March. According to the Harvard Medical School's website, current estimates suggest that symptoms of COVID-19 usually appear within around 5 days or less in most cases, but the range could be between 1 and 14 days. Wrestlelamia is not speculating or reporting that Eric has coronavirus, but with the WWE's touring schedule taking them around the United States and beyond, we can only hope that WWE is taking every precaution possible, as wrestlers or WWE staff could be infected and show no signs for days or weeks. WWE Backstage revealing next Hall of Famer. WWE on Fox tweeted today that fans can learn who the next 2020 WWE Hall of Fame inductee will be by tuning in to the 3rd March episode. Who will be the next inductee in the 2020 WWE Hall of Fame? Find out tomorrow when they join us live on WWE Backstage at 11 Eastern, 10 Central on FS1. As Wrestlelamia has discussed, prospects for this year include JBL and Davey Boy Smith. Who would you like to see in this year's Hall of Fame? Be sure to leave your comments below. Bully Ray criticizes MJF vs Cody bout. WWE Hall of Famer Bubba Ray Dudley discussed AEW Revolution's MJF vs Cody bout, arguably the most anticipated bout with the exception of Chris Jericho vs Jon Moxley. During an episode of Busted Open Radio, Bubba Ray thought that the match should have shown more of the hatred between the former friends MJF and Cody, arguing, "I was a little shocked that I didn't see more fisticuffs right off the bat. I saw Cody going for a clothesline and going for a kick. I saw him going for wrestling maneuvers and wrestling holds. I thought their story called for more violence in the fists, thunder in the fists, things that you would have seen from Dusty Rhodes or from Terry Funk." While Wrestlelamia appreciates the classics, we thought MJF vs. Cody was a fantastic match that set the stage perfectly for an even more violent rematch. Watching AEW, it's clear the promotion relies on what's worked in the past, but also blazes a trail into the future. Coach's Corner with Ryback. It appears WWE fans aren't the only people perplexed by the WWE's decision to take the Universal Championship off The Fiend and put it on Bill Goldberg. Ryback recently appeared on Wrestling Inc.'s Ryback TV Shooting Blanks Wrestling Report with Raj Giri, sharing his thoughts on Goldberg's win and what it means for The Fiend's character. We've seen this when they don't want any more marquee names. They will take it away when they need to take it away to prevent that. This is what scares me. The Fiend is not in that circle of talent. He never has been, and he never will be. There's no rhyme or reason who gets put into that circle, but I don't think he's ever been in it. In case you didn't check out our recent video, Has WWE Killed the Fiend? This isn't the first time WWE has buried Bray Wyatt just when his career was taking off. Sadly for Wyatt, it looks like history is repeating itself. Ryback thinks Wyatt isn't the only wrestler getting shafted. If I was there full-time, I would be f***ing pissed. I'm sure all of the boys are, and another guy coming in and taking your WrestleMania spot. You whore yourself out all year, and then they give the big paydays to the people who aren't holding the company up. That's not a knock on Bill, as they do it on all of the past guys. Fans may have seen this happen many times in WWE, particularly around WrestleMania, and it's unlikely to end as long as Vince McMahon favors the short term over the long term. Booker T's lawsuit against Activision continues. Booker T fans likely remember his early days playing the character G.I. Bro, a character he returned to during WCW's New Blood storyline. Booker protected his rights to the character, so when Activision released its Call of Duty Black Ops 3 with character David Prophet Wilkes, the five-time WCW champion noticed many similarities between Wilkes and G.I. Bro. When Call of Duty Black Ops 4 came out, Booker took legal action when he noticed the Wilkes character resembled G.I. Bro even more, thanks to an abundance of physical similarities, including Booker's long dreadlocks. Activision moved to dismiss the case, but a recent decision by Judge Robert Schroeder from the U.S. District Court for the Eastern District of Texas upheld the lower court's ruling, which means Booker T can continue with his lawsuit. When it comes to intellectual property, you have to defend it fiercely or risk losing your rights, which is why the WWE is constantly looking for any violations of its intellectual property rights. Chris Jericho shares a WWE secret. The 2020 New York Toy Fair featured a number of announcements, including the big reveal of the new line of AEW action figures. Former AEW World Heavyweight Champion Chris Jericho was at the event and shared a secret about his time in WWE. Coming from the WWE background and 20 years of working there, one thing I always did was constantly change my outfit and my hairstyle, because I noticed that every time I got a new costume, they would make a new action figure. As a result, I have about 200 of them, which are all great, but this one is so special because it's the first AEW one. Jericho's efforts undoubtedly paid off financially, as he likely received a piece of the action figure's sales. 60-year-old former WWE champion retires. Last but not least, Wrestlelamia is sad to report that former WWF Light Heavyweight Champion Dwayne Gill, also known as Gillberg, wrestled his last match, performing at Adrenaline Championship Wrestling's 28 February match against James Ellsworth. Ellsworth tweeted, "Last night I wrestled Gillberg in his last match at ACW Pro. It was an honor that he chose me to be his final dance partner. He'll still be doing appearances, just not having actual matches. He's a one-of-a-kind, great person who's always been great to me." Gillberg provided lots of laughs during his WWF career when he played a Bill Goldberg parody character during the Monday Night War. Well guys, there you have it, the good, the bad, and the ugly from the 24th February edition of Raw, as well as the wildest news, stories, and rumors you need to know. What did you think of this week's show? Be sure to leave your comments, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time for some more wrestling content.